Hey guys, so in today's video, if you couldn't tell by the title, I have some tips for people who are doing phlebotomy in the emergency room. So these are not from my own personal experience, obviously, because I have never worked in the emergency room as a phlebotomist, but these are tips that were shared with me in a phlebotomy Discord group that I'm part of. So I took some screenshots and I want to read the tips that these people in my Discord group shared. So the first one says, be confident, get in there and get it. Once the nurses know that you can do your job, you will get their respect. They may seem grumpy at first, they're busy saving lives. Which I just want to say that just because the nurses are grumpy or seem grumpy, it doesn't discount the fact that what phlebotomists do is also saving a life, because you need blood levels in order to prescribe certain medications or give certain medications, and you need to know what's going on. So don't discount the role that a phlebotomist plays. The next comment is, don't feel pressured to hurry up. Most of these patients are very sick and some do have veins. They're just not as obvious as someone who walks into a clinic that is relatively healthy. Chances are these people have not eaten or had anything to drink in a while. Take your time. You aren't going anywhere and neither are they. Good luck. The next comment says, don't be afraid to ask for help. The ER can get interesting, and you'll see a variety of veins with all kinds of people attached to them. You may need an extra set of hands to hold the arm or hand you a ton of tubes. Ask the nurses before going in a room if you haven't already been told if the patient has an IV. They could have drawn from the IV already and don't need the full rainbow. Rainbow being the different tubes, if you didn't know. If they did put an IV in and they put it just perfect, where you cannot draw off a person, tell them. I had an instance of a patient with only one arm available for drawing and the IV was in the hand. Nothing I could do and the nurses had to do their thing instead. Gotta stand your ground because those situations can have a nurse trying to convince you to draw from between the fingers, which, in case you didn't know why the hand would be a problem, you're not supposed to draw blood above an IV. So if the IV is in the hand, you can't go here in the antecubital space to try to stick here if there's an IV in the hand. Which if you're a phlebotomist, you should already know that. But I know I have people that watch my channel that are not phlebotomists. This person said, always ask nurses first before you draw a patient. The nurses sometimes get pissed if you draw before they get an IV in. Someone else said they'll normally pull blood for you once the IV is placed, or they will try. So this is just comments. This other person says, don't be afraid, just stay calm and ask if you want help so that nurses will be able to help you. Good luck. Someone else says, I'm in ER too, and I'm usually at triage. When it slows down, I go into the rooms drawing troponins, or if they have hard sticks, or getting a second set of blood cultures. I go to every stroke alert, cardiac alerts, etc. Most of the time, nurses draw from the IV from codes, but still be ready just in case. At codes, the nurses won't have time to label and send off the tubes to the lab, so when they do draw from the IV, they give me the tubes and I label and send it off to the lab. For those who come in dehydrated, they tend to be hard sticks, so have heat packs ready. This person said, big deep breath and keep your wits about you and you'll do well. I'm not going to say that because like some of these comments were really like smart ass comments and I'm not going to share those. Someone else says, you will get the best experience working in the ER. Stay calm and be helpful. You always want to keep the peace with the nurses. They can be a pain in the ass or they can be your buddies. They can also be annoying sometimes. Always ask questions. The nurse is supposed to stop the IV and wait before you can draw the blood. This person says, Work hard, stay humble. Don't be afraid to ask for help, but stay in your lane and you'll be fine. Most patients are grumpy because they are NPO, which means nothing by mouth. So just stay pleasant in spite of their grumpiness. Always ask if they have a port before drawing. And depending on your state, a phlebotomist is not allowed to draw from a port. Just FYI. This one says, stay away from drama. Nurses can be messy and they will look at you like you don't know your job. Ignore them. Don't try to be friends with anyone on Facebook. Keep your business away from your job. Ask questions if they bother. Stay calm, keep a good pace, ask questions, and stay on the nurse's good side. Be confident and don't be pressured into being quick. It will come with time. Remember your order of draw, and if they say they don't have veins, keep looking. And I will say that at the emergency rooms that I have been in, there's actually, at least when I lived in Indiana, there's actually an order of draw. Like, say this is the cabinets in the ER room. There's an order of draw poster that was like placed right on the cabinet. So depending on where you work, your ER may actually have an order of draw, and it will come with time as you get used to drawing blood, getting used to the order of draw and everything. Sorry, I have hiccups. Someone else said, walk fast, ask questions. Nurses are your friend, not the enemy. Yes, you'll get the occasional cocky one, but rise above them. Stay sweet and helpful. If you help them, they will help you. Get familiar with your surroundings. Don't be afraid to jump in and communicate with other staff and departments. Don't be afraid to jump in and do what you need to do. Sometimes they'll be doing an EKG, respiratory is getting an ABG, and radiology will be setting up for an X-ray. Just find you a spot, get your blood, and move out quickly to make room for someone else. Keep the nurses on your good side. If you're good to them, they'll be good to you. And I just want to say, like, a lot of the comments about keeping on nurses' good side, don't worry so much about the nurses. I know that nurses can be intimidating, but just do your job. Do what you came there to do. And if a nurse wants to give you a hard time, just let it go in one ear and out the other. A lot of times they are running around like a chicken with their head cut off because they have so much to do, and, you know, they're understaffed. And no, that's not really an excuse to treat other health professionals like the way some nurses treat you. But, you know, don't be so intimidated by them. I know that they can be intimidating, but just do your job. Focus on doing what you need to do. Get in, get out. Be courteous to your patients, and I think that you'll be just fine. So if you guys have any other topics that you would like me to cover in a future video on my channel, I would be more than happy to do so. Just let me know what you'd like me to talk about, and I will get something filmed for you. And with that being said, that's all I have for this video. So I will see you guys next time.